Hello everybody and welcome to Alantaria. This is a fantasy visual novel, and not only that, but you're going to see a Kickstarter link below as well. So if you guys think that this game looks interesting, go and give it some money. Go Kickstart it. Throw your money at these guys if you guys think that this is the kind of game that you would like to play. Now, I was gotten in contact with these guys, with the people who created the game by email, and they were basically asking me if I would like to play their game, kind of get their name out there a little bit, and of course I would love to. I always love to do this. I'm always very grateful for people to get in contact with me and to want me to show off their game, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit start game. Would you like to see the tutorial? Yes, I suppose I should. Alright, so this game has a little bit of a twist to it, apparently. In this game, you will have stats like these. Your stats will change throughout the game, so be sure to check regularly. In this game, you will have to make choices or decisions that affect the story. Some choices matter more than others, so be careful. Some choices can succeed or fail, based on your stats. Use your best judgment to determine which stat will be used for each choice. Alright, I think I can do that. Alright, let's just jump right into the demo. Young one, the time is drawing near for a new hero to arise in the land. Will you become the valiant knight that this world needs, or will you aid in its destruction? Will you help define the era to come, or will there be no era to follow? This and a great many things will be on your shoulders in the days to come. But first, if I may, what is your name? Should I go with Flog? Let's go with Flog. Flog. This name will surely be written in the tomes of history. You're damn right it will. For better or for worse. Please, before you go, wake me up. No? Okay. Take one of these gifts. So a blessing of fire, wind, water, earth, light, dark, or wealth. Well, as much as I'm a fan of earth, wind, and fire... Okay, none of you guys are gonna get that. Anyway, let's, I don't know, the Blessing of Dark would be pretty interesting. Let's do Blessing of Fire. Why not? This will help you on your path. Whatever that path may be, farewell. I hope that we will meet again, in this life, or another. Alright, sounds spooky. I was running as fast as I could. I still hear the snarling bear running right behind me. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! It was probably a bad idea to try to outrun a bear. But I would probably be dead if I'd tried to fight it. I knew it was gaining on me, so I had to think of something quick. I quickly took a turn and then faced it. Holy crap. The bear stopped running and stood up on its hind legs. Its fur was pitch black and it towered over me. It let out a savage roar that shook the trees around me. Fight the bear, duh. I picked up a stick and got ready to swing. I'm so dead. It raised its claw over its head and got ready to attack. I closed my eyes. Hey! Over here, you big idiot! Brother was waving his hands in the air and shouting. Brother! The bear very quickly turned and started to run after Brother. He quickly pulled out his sword and got in a fighting stance. The bear rushed Brother and knocked the sword right out of his hands. Damn it! The bear swung its claws and sliced Brother's throat. Brother fell down to his knees as blood poured from his neck. Brother! No! The blood poured from his neck onto the ground below. The blood kept pouring and pouring until it was up to my knees. What the hell? The blood kept rising and rising. It kept getting higher until it started to cover my face. Then I felt something pulling down at my feet. It started to pull me down, deeper into the blood. Before I knew it, I was drowning. I can't breathe. Somebody help me. Somebody. Please. I woke up at my bed to the sound of birds singing outside my window. What the hell? That was a weird dream. I rolled in my bed to hide from the sunlight's burning gaze. I tossed and turned for a moment or two, but it was no use. I was awake. I sat up in my bed and threw the covers off my legs. The air was warmer this morning than it had been in the past few days, so I took in the natural heat of the room. I heard Mother in the kitchen. I headed there to see if she was cooking. Morning. Morning. Did I wake you up in here? I'm sorry. No, it was the birds outside my window. It's your own fault for feeding them all the time. They'll just keep coming back for more. The next thing you know, they'll be pecking your head in the morning. Are you making breakfast? I will be soon. Are you hungry? Yeah, I could eat. Of course. This guy, I mean, if he's me, he's gonna want to eat. Well, as soon as your brother comes in with the firewood, I'll cook something up for you two. Why don't you go and help your brother? It'll go faster if you two work together. Sure, I'll help out. Thank you, honey. I went outside to help with the firewood and caught a glimpse of Mother smiling as I walked out the door. The sun hit me hard as I walked out the door. I had to cover my eyes so that I wouldn't be blinded. I saw my brother chop the last piece of firewood and start to throw chunks of wood onto his shoulder. Hey, bro! Morning. Nice and warm today. Nice to see the sun every once in a while. Yeah, I guess so. You feeling alright? You look a little tired. I could have done with a few more minutes of sleep. You can't keep waking up at noon forever. Like you're any better. You can't get on me. I've been up at the crack of dawn for the past week. I guess I'm just not a morning person. You want to help me carry some of this inside? I can't be the only one doing all the real work around here. Ha ha ha. Sure. I'm very emo. I lifted a few pieces of wood off the ground, being careful to avoid splinters. I threw them on my shoulder like I saw Brother doing. I hated to admit he was right, but it was easier to carry them this way. It's a lot easier to carry them that way, right? No, it's already hurting my back. Haha! You just hate to admit that I'm right. I walked past him and carried the firewood into the house. I was smiling, but I didn't want to give him the pleasure of seeing it. He followed me through the door, and we dropped the wood by the stove and took a seat at the table. We sat in silence for a moment, making the occasional awkward eye contact. So, Roddick, have you heard anything from the Royal Guard yet? Brother had been traveling to the capital and speaking with the Knights of the Royal Guard. He had always dreamed of being a warrior or a knight, so he'd always hoped to join them. Recently, he'd heard of a position that would be opening soon. Mother was worried about him, but didn't want to tell him not to follow his dream. So, she put on a fake smile and tried to support him every step of the way. Actually, I have. Oh? Do tell. Well, just last week, Sir James told me that... Okay. Brother and I sat up on our seats and Mother dropped the ladle in her hands. What the hell was that? It sounded horrible. Mother looked worried, and Roddick knew he had to do something to try to calm her nerves. I'll go see. You two stay put. He grabbed his sword and headed out the door. Wait! Mother tried to stop him, but Brother was already gone outside. Mother looked like tears were welling up in her eyes. Let's comfort Mother. I walked over to Mother and held her hand tightly in mine. We stood there in silence for a moment and waited for Brother to return. After a moment, we heard a muffled yell from outside. No! Roddick! Mother dropped to her knees and started crying. I ran out the door as fast as I could to see if Brother was okay. As I walked outside, I saw Brother laying on his back near a large crater in the ground. I ran over to see if he was okay. Brother, are you alright? Are you hurt? Hey, say something, damn it! Wake up! You can't be dead! Damn it! Damn it! Roddick wasn't moving, and I couldn't tell if he was breathing or not. I shoved him a few times and got no response. My tears were falling down on him and covering his shirt. I wiped the tears off my face and grabbed his sword. Who did this? Where are you, damn it? I ran down into the crater hoping to find something. I didn't know what I was looking for. I stumbled and almost fell down into the center of the crater, and I looked around and saw something glimmering in the dirt. There was a small golden stone with a red gem in the center. I picked it up. Well, that looks creepy as hell. The stone glimmered in the sunlight. It was beautiful, as if it looked like it was crafted by someone. I stared at the stone for a few seconds. Before I could decide what to make of it, it started shaking in my hand. It started out subtle, and then it became more and more violent. Before I knew it, my whole arm was shaking. I was beginning to lose my balance. The world started spinning around me, and just like that, I fell to the ground. Everything went black. Everything became still. Everything became quiet. What the hell? Where am I? I woke up in some kind of forest surrounded by trees. I could hardly see the sun in the sky through the branches above my head. Hello? Hello? I didn't get an answer. There wasn't a sound to be heard except for my voice echoing back at me. I decided to start walking, just hoping that I could somehow find my way home. I looked around myself to see if I could find something that looked even slightly familiar. Nothing stood out to me. It was all trees and bushes. I called out a few more times, but no one answered. Then, out of nowhere, my head started pounding. Ow! What the hell? The pain got worse and worse. Oh, what's happening? It felt as if someone was jamming pins into my skull. It seemed like blood would start pouring from my ears any minute. The pain was so bad that I fell to my knees. I grabbed my head and held it tight. I felt like if I let go, my skull was just going to split. Then I started to hear something. There is something coming. Something that must be stopped. Ah, what? What's coming? The voice was echoing through my brain. Something dark, twisted and broken. A violently evil force that wants to destroy this land. That wants to destroy you. Make this pain stop, please. I'm sorry, but it is the only way. A king will fall. A kingdom will crumble. Only you can stop it. Why? Why me? Because I chose you. The pain slowly started to fade. There was still some harsh ringing in my ears, but I slowly regained my composure. That voice seems so familiar. I swear I heard it before. I couldn't make any sense of what just happened, but I had bigger problems. I was still lost in the woods. I stood up and wiped the dirt off my pants. It seemed like my vision had become a bit blurry. I took a moment to make sure my head was on straight and started walking again. Just as I started to move, I heard a noise come from the bushes. I froze in place. I'd never been alone in the woods without brother, and I never had many survival skills. Is anyone there? And the noise from the bushes got louder, and I took a step back out of fear. I don't have any gold or anything like that, so please, don't hurt me. The noise got louder. I was getting in position to start running from whatever was about to attack me. Something small flew out of the bushes and came right at my face. I closed my eyes and threw my arms up in front of me to try to protect myself. But nothing happened. I lowered my arms and slowly opened my eyes. It was a tiny little fairy. I let out a huge sigh of relief. What the hell? You can't just sneak up on people like that. I'm not going to be able to do a girl's voice. You scared the hell out of me. I thought you were a wolf or something. The fairy clamped her teeth together and made a scary face. Grrr. She laughed and flew around my head a couple of times. I remember hearing that fairies can't talk like normal-sized people, so she had to act things out. She pointed at my face and gave me an inquisitive look. Oh, my name? Well, my name is Flog. What's yours? She flew down closer to my face and shook her head. You don't have a name, then? Well, I could give you a name if you'd like. Her eyes lit up. She flew up and around my head 3 times. She stomped in front of my face and looked at me expectingly, like she was waiting for a present. Let's see. How about... Damn it! I hit enter, so her name is nothing. Yep, that'll be your name. She shot up in the air and started doing flips above my head. She flew back down and smiled from ear to ear. She pointed at the pocket on my shirt. You want to stay in there? So her name is nothing, but I meant to type Darjeeling, but I hit backspace and then I hit enter by accident. So her name is... That's exactly her name. She was still smiling widely and waited with her eyes wide open for my answer. Sure, bring the ferry. I guess it couldn't hurt. You can come with me. She smiled and flew into my pocket, and I started walking through the forest. I felt a bit better knowing that I wasn't alone out here. I walked along the path with my new friend, looking for a way out of the dense trees. Okay, so I got a strength of 3, agility of everything else is 1 except for my karma, so my strength is actually a little bit higher. Okay. I walked for a few minutes and came to a fork in the path. There were 3 directions to go. Let's go right. Path to the right was littered with torn clothes and broken pieces of armor. It seemed as though a battle had occurred in this part of the forest. I walked for a bit and saw something off the path. It was a man leaning against a tree. He looked like he was hurt. I rushed over to the man to see if he was okay. Upon closer inspection, he was dead. His eyes were still open. He'd probably been killed based on the amount of blood on his armor. My fairy friend flew out and closed her eyes. She wanted him to be at rest. His armor was damaged, and I could see something around his neck. It seemed to be a necklace of some kind. It looked like it was made of solid gold. There was a purple stone in the center that looked as if it was glowing. It seemed as though it might have been an enchanted necklace of some kind. I didn't know much about magic, but I knew enchanted things granted people powers and made them stronger. I looked down at the bloody corpse. Now let's take it. I carefully removed the necklace from the man's neck and placed it on my own. It'll do more good for me than it will for a dead man. I continued along the path through the forest. I stepped over some bushes. Did that help me any? I got luck of 2 now, and a karma of 45, so I lost some karma. I stepped over the bushes and carefully worked my way through some of the briars. As I moved, I felt my leg had been cut. Ow! Damn it! It wasn't a deep cut, but it still hurt. I moved my pants out of the way and saw I was bleeding a bit. I didn't have anything to cover it with, so the blood was dripping down my leg. Blank flew out and looked at me. It's just a little cut. She flew down to the area of the cut and put her hands out. After a few seconds, a light started to glow from her palms. The wound slowly started to close. There was a soothing sensation in the whole area. Wow, you're really useful, aren't you? As I was looking down at my leg, I heard a noise coming from the bushes nearby. That's not one of your friends, is it? Nuh-uh. I stood up. As I moved, I heard a deep growl. A wolf slowly moved out of the bushes and stared right into my eyes. Blank flew into my pocket and hid away. Easy now. The wolf gave out a bark that startled me. He started moving closer. I didn't have much time to think of something. Yeah. I've got a strength of 3, so that's probably... Let's run from the wolf. I pushed my feet off the ground and ran as fast as I could. I was so afraid to look back, so I kept moving my feet. The idea that I could outrun a wolf was crazy, but it was the only thing I could do. The forest was moving so fast around me that it seemed like a blur of green and brown. It felt like I'd run for an hour when I finally decided to stop. I didn't want to stop, but my body couldn't run anymore. When I turned around, the wolf was nowhere to be seen. I took a moment to catch my breath. It had been a long time since I'd ran that much. It kind of felt good to sweat and get the blood flowing again. I just wish it'd been under better circumstances. Well, that couldn't have ended a lot worse. Or that could have ended a lot worse. I found my way back to the path that I'd been walking on before and kept moving. I wasn't about to let a wolf ruin my day. Also, I'm kind of lost in the damn forest. I walked down the path for what seemed like hours. I started to wonder if I was just walking in circles. Blank had fallen asleep in my pocket and sounded like she was snoring. I looked behind myself and I looked ahead, to the left and then the right. just starts spinning around in circles. Let's go right. Well, right did good this time. Go straight. Go left. I don't know what I'm doing exactly, but go straight. Go straight. Go straight. Just keep going straight. Now go left. Because I don't know what's exact. Now go right. Alright, after a few twists and turns, I saw a break in the tree line. I walked over to the brush and fallen branches in my way and made my way out of the forest. Alright, so now I'm out of the forest into a giant field. As I broke free from my leafy prison, I walked out into an open field. Well, at least I can see the sun now. I looked up at the sky and saw the bright yellow glow slowly fading in the distance. It was getting pretty close to sunset, and I needed to decide what I was going to do for the night. Blank poked her head out of my pocket and let out a big yawn. She rubbed her eyes and looked up at me expectantly. I didn't have my nice cozy bed to sleep in anymore, so I had to come up with something. Bubble do. I guess I should gather some firewood. I got some firewood together and made a pit with some stones. Stacked up the firewood and some of the dry small pieces of wood on the bottom with some dry leaves. Blank flew out of my pocket and got down near the fire. She shot some small sparks out of her hand. After a second, the leaves started burning, and after a few moments, we had a good fire going. I settled near the pit and got as comfy as I could on the soft grass. This'll have to do for the night. I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep. Do you know when Brother will be coming back? It seems like he's been gone for weeks. I'm not sure. It's a couple of days from here to the capital, so I'm not sure. I hope he's not gone too much longer. It gets kind of boring when he's not around. Do you want to go off to the capital someday too? I haven't really thought about it. Why? Your father worked in the capital, and now Roddick wants to as well. Don't you think you'll want to do the same? There are a lot of great opportunities there. I'm sure you'd find something that interests you if you went as well. But wouldn't you be all alone if Brother and I were both gone? It'd be kind of hard to live here without us, wouldn't it? I don't want you to worry about me. I want you to find something that makes you happy and chase it. That's what I wanted for your father, and that's what I wanted for your brother, and that's what I want for you. Whatever makes you boys happy will make me happy too. I know, Mom. I don't really know what to do. Oh? What do you mean? Well, Father was smart and had a lot of talents. Brother is tough and he's a strong fighter. I don't really have any skills like that. Is that really what you think? I don't know. It just seems like I'm the odd one out sometimes. Flog, do you remember when you were little and your brother broke his leg? Yeah, he was climbing a tree in the woods and he fell. He was really worried that you were going to be mad at him. He kept saying, I wish that fall would have killed me. Do you remember what you did? Yeah, I carried him home on my shoulders. And why did you do that? Because he was hurt. He needed help, so I helped him. He was a lot bigger than you were. He must have been really heavy. He was, but I couldn't just leave him out there, and he wasn't going to make it back on his own. And you did hesitate for a second, and you didn't hesitate for a second, right? You just threw him on your back and started walking, and you didn't stop until he was safe at home. You don't realize it, but that's not a trait everyone has. A kind heart is hard to come by these days. Yeah, but a kind heart isn't going to get me a job in the capital. Oh, you'd be surprised what a kind heart can get you. I'm home. Brother! We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning up. So, you guys do talk about me behind my back, huh? Does my little bro need a beat down so that he can remember to mind his manners? Hey, stop it. Don't put me in a headlock again. Get off! What's wrong? I'm just making sure the thing's screwed on right. If you boys are gonna roughhouse, please do it outside. I don't want to lose another chair. Ha ha! I really got you now. Mom, make him stop! Hey, idiot! Dumbass, can you hear me? I felt a hard kick to the back of my head. I jumped up to face my attacker head on and got in my best fighting stance. Oh god, it's a chick. As I turned, I saw a girl. She stood in front of me confidently, unfazed by my warrior's gaze. What do you want? What do I want? I don't want anything. You just need to move. Why? Because you're sleeping in a wide open field. Anyone could just attack you and take you by surprise. I could see you from 50 yards out, dumbass. Oh, well, why did you care? What do you mean? Why would you care if someone attacked me? You don't even know who I am. It's what I do. I'm the captain of the Justice Squad. Rose Valentine. Jesus Christ. Justice Squad? I've never heard of them. You've never heard of the Justice Squad. We're a world-renowned fighting force. We fight for what's right. Oh, who all is in this fighting force exactly? Well, right now it's just me, but I've been searching all around for strong fighters to join me. So, you're not really a squad yet then, right? I mean, most squads have around 3 to 5 members in my experience. What do you know about squads anyway? Have you ever been a member of a squad? Well, no. I've never been in one myself, but I've seen a few squads in my day. Most of them weren't just some girl. Oh yeah? Have you seen any of these squads? How have you seen any squads? I bet you've never even been to the capital. I have, actually. My brother used to, brother. I started to remember why I was sleeping in a field in the first place. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to be home with Mother. Hey, what's wrong with you? You look kind of sad all of a sudden. Yeah, I was just thinking about something. What was that? Oh, it's her. I guess she got back in my pocket. In your pocket? I reached into my pocket and scooped out blank. Wait, is that a fairy? Yeah, I found her in the woods when I woke up. Well, she actually found me, I guess. She wasn't listening to what I was saying anymore. She was busy staring at blank. She is the cutest little thing in all the world. Jesus Christ. She gave a little nod, flew around before climbing back in my pocket. Rose started to regain her composure, shook off her stupid-looking grin when she noticed me smiling at her. What are you looking at? What are you doing out here anyway? I kinda just woke up out here. Just now? I know that, dumbass. No, I mean... Let me explain. I told her about everything that happened to me. I just hope she didn't think that I was crazy. Wow, that sounds rough. Yeah, and all I have to show for it is this stupid... Wait. I reached into my pocket, and sure enough, the stone was still there. The red gem even glimmered in the sunlight like it did before. What's that? I don't know. I just kind of found it. It looks like it might be worth something. It might be. I don't know. Well, I'm headed to the capital now. Why don't you tag along? I'll even make you an honorary member of the Justice Squad. And your little friend, too. I didn't really feel like I had much of a choice. I didn't know how to get home, and I didn't know my way to the capital. Sure, I'll go with you. Awesome! What's your name, anyway? Oh, yeah, my name is Flog. Flog. Sounds kind of stupid. But I guess you can't pick your own name, right? Why, thanks. I actually did pick this name. Anyway, let's get going. If we're lucky, we'll get there before dinner. So, what's the plan? What are you asking me for? I don't even know how to get to the capital. Okay, let me lay it out for you. Any of these 3 roads will lead to the capital. The road to the left will take us along the main road used by merchants. If we keep heading straight, we'll be taking the old road. Not many people take it anymore. And if we go right, we'll be walking along the forest tree line. If you like nature, that's the way to go. But why do I have to decide? You've been out here a lot longer than I have, right? Not really. I've only been in the capital a couple of times before. And I was really little then. Great. So, what's it gonna be? Left, straight, or right? This seems kind of familiar, but I guess I've got to pick something. Alright, should I take the old road that not a lot of people take anymore? Go right a lot... I do like exploring, like, old stuff. Let's take the old road. Let's take the old road. No people means no trouble. Or maybe it means we'll find a goblin or something. That'd be awesome! Does she have stats too, or is it just... Nah, it's just me. Okay, we started off down the old road and headed for the capital. We talked a bit as we walked. So, where are you from? You don't seem like one of those capital brats. No, my dad did work in the capital for a while, though. Brother and I used to come out and visit him all the time. Wow, your dad worked there? That must have been amazing. It was alright, I guess. He wasn't home much, but... Hold up! Do you hear that? What? I don't hear anything. That sound. Follow me. We walked a little ways further down the path and came to a bridge. Here we go. We've got to go underneath. What? Why do we need... Before I could finish my sentence, she was headed below the bridge. I followed her down into the ankle-high stream of water below. She was standing over a blue box. As I walked closer, I started hearing the sound she was hearing before. It was a dull tone, kind of a ringing in my ear. It seemed like it was coming from the box. You know what this is, don't you? No, what is it? It's called a Pandora's box. They say you can hear the sound. If you can hear the sound it makes, it'll grant you power. Or something like that. But I can't get the damn thing open. She was pulling at the box from every side, but nothing seemed to be happening. She struggled with it for a few seconds, but then she gave up and tossed it on the ground. Ah! The damn thing must be broken. I can't open it. She huffed and puffed and walked off. After she was gone, I picked up the box and looked it over. As I turned it over, I saw a button on the side and I pushed it in. The top of the box spun around and the sides of the box moved. The top slid off and the box was open. I looked inside to see if there was some kind of treasure, but it seemed empty. I examined it for another moment and then green mist poured out from the inside. It flowed up into my face and I couldn't help but breathe it in. Suddenly the box closed again and I dropped it to the ground. Hey, are you coming or are you just gonna stare at that box all day? Yeah, I'll be right there. I walked back out underneath the bridge and got back onto the road. We started off toward the capital again. We walked for almost a day, trading jokes and playing games. It reminded me of the time I spent with Brother on our trips to the capital. Rose was different from anyone I'd ever met before. Did that hurt me in some way? I got a luck of 3 now and an intelligence of 2. So that green mist did that to me. Gave me more intelligence and better luck. Rose, she had a positive outlook on everything, and she was always laughing and smiling. To be honest, she did most of the talking. I didn't mind it at all. As Rose passed over a hill, she motioned for me to catch up. I ran up to the top of the hill and looked off into the distance. I saw a castle that stood over the land and shined in the sunlight. There it is. Nice. Magna Turum. Alright, well, that's it. So, I'm probably going to tack this onto the other thing. But it looks like they used a lot of Kevin MacLeod's stuff. I actually have used a lot of his stuff as well. Mostly because of the fact that his stuff is free. And it's actually really, really well done. So, I'm going to take a guess that he probably even maybe wrote the entire soundtrack for these people. The Bushwick Tantella loop. I know that song. So he didn't write it for them, but sound effects, Bunker Buster Missile recorded by Mike Coing, or Koenig. Coing, probably. Yeah. Artist is Eileen N. Nevius. And this is the end of the demo. Thank you for playing. Okay, so that was the demo for Alantaria. So what you're probably going to see is you're probably going to see it's probably going to be one solid video because I don't think I got much that time around. So you're going to get kind of like a half an hour long video. but it is just the demo for this game. So if you think that this is something that you would like to pick up, definitely check out their Kickstarter. I know I'm probably going to throw a little bit of money their way because of the fact that this was actually really fun, and I'm kind of intrigued as to exactly what happens and what's going to happen further down the road. I love the stats idea. I love that the choices that you make seem to affect those stats. So I'm kind of eager to see what combat would be like. I know it's just going to be like a point and click on the button kind of thing, but I'm kind of interested. So definitely check this game out if it's something that seems to be something that you would like to play. And I will see you guys in another video. So be sure you hit that like button, comment, and of course subscribe. Goodbye, everybody. If you guys like that, click in the upper left to subscribe before you check out Goat Simulator. What is going on? There you go. Also, check us out on Google Plus and Twitter for all the new updates for the channel, and check out Long Night.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.